So welcome everybody to Live with Prima. My name is Limor Webber, and you can join us every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Mountain Standard Time, and 1 p.m. Central Standard and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Um, I have a couple of announcements today before we get started on the show. And just so you know, and I'll kind of repeat that at the end anyway, but the next show is with Steph, and she's going to make Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And she's creating a gorgeous card set with a matching box. You know Steph, she'll do a fabulous job as always. Um, and then this is so cool, you guys. How many of you are in Canada or close to? Because the Canada Art Venture, we actually opened up um, day sessions, which is really awesome. So you can choose either Saturday or Sunday, and all day sessions include 3 classes with kits packed with Prima goodness, lots of techniques, plus all the meals for the day for $300. Pretty awesome, right? The weekend packages are still open too, so you can email Denny at denny@primamarketinginc.com. Yeah. So those are my little announcements for the day. For the day. And for all you Aussies and New Zealanders, I'm coming to see you. I am coming to see you. June, July. Stores are already, and I'm going to be teaching at this SENS event as well in New Zealand. So it's going to be awesome. So many classes. I just finished designing all of them. All right, so I'm going to switch the camera. Here we go. Can we see? Can we see what's going on here? All right, and there's my cable there. Where is that? You guys don't mind that little piece there, do you? I don't know. It kind of bugs me. Let me just move that. How's that? Is that a little bit better? I think so. All right, so this is the layout that we're going to create today. It's pretty nice. And my little beauties, aren't they so cute? And the collection that we're going to be using is, I'm going to show you really quick, is we're going to be using the new Stationer's Desk collection. So I'll just go through it really, really quick, but look at this gorgeous paper. And one of the things I love about it is, can you see the pattern or the script underneath those lines? It's so gorgeous. Okay, so just like that. Look at this one. It's really pretty. If you like the reds, I didn't really go into the reds for this layout. This is the base of my layout. It's my favorite paper out of that collection, and the back side's got all these little pencils and stuff. You could totally fussy cut them out, okay? And is anybody hungry? You guys are so funny. Look at these gorgeous flowers, and then the beautiful scales and, you know, pencils and things. Oh my gosh, such a fabulous collection. And it's got the beautiful tags. This one's called Love Letters. Stunning. And then here's the back side. I love that. Love, love, love. Love, love. And another one. I'm not sure why I have two, but anyway. This one I love as well. Super fun little tags. And then love that black. I'm really into designing with black. Look at this one. Okay, stunning pieces. So that's what we'll be creating with today. So I'm going to go through each piece as we go along, because I think it's usually easier. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this piece right here, since it's our first piece. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the just the strip off. Perfect. All right, just like so. Can everybody see okay? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. All right, here we go. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this layout right here. And I'm going to take, this is one of our new stencils as well, which is so much fun. I absolutely love it. The number is 572167. okay? And I'm just going to place it right here, and I'm just going to use, this is just some whipped spackle by Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. You can use, you know, light modeling paste or something like that of your choice. And I'm just grabbing a little palette knife. Here we go. And it's so buttery. It's so yummy. It's like whipping cream. Light modeling paste is a little bit easier to use. If you've never used modeling paste, you kind of want to do like whipped spackle or light modeling paste. You'll find that you won't be as stressed out using it. Okay. And I'm applying just a little bit. You don't see a whole lot in the layout, so I'm not going to go overly crazy about it. I ended up covering so much of it in my layout, which is pretty funny. So I may apply a little bit more. You might change this layout out just a bit, just to make it a little bit more fun. We're going to do a little bit on the bottom. Oh, I'm doing the wrong side. What am I doing? Oh my goodness, Limor. Honest to goodness. Well, that was just a... Look how easy that cleans up. Just like that. Okay, let's start over. Here we go. One more time. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Are we ready to go, Limor? Are you awake? Yep, I'm awake now. I only need one screw up. That is too funny. Too funny. Have you guys ever done that? Oh, Limor. That is just too funny. That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lift. Ta-da! And that's what we got. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, and now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and give it a quick heat set. It's whipped spackle. Yeah. It's really light and fluffy, so I really like using it on paper. Yeah, it's a really nice stencil. It's like a basket weave. And I like how quick it dries. All right. It's almost dry. You made it. You made it. You didn't miss much. You missed me screwing up a bit. It's pretty funny. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is just an embossing ink, and I'm going to take a brush, and is this wet enough? I don't know. It's questionable. It's questionable how wet this is, but I think it's going to work. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a little bit. You can even go like this, actually. Just a little bit over the top. We just want to wet it a little bit with the embossing pad, because what I want to do next is I just want to give it a little bit of shine and a little bit of pop. So I'm going to take some Magicals. These are Lindy Stamp Gang Magicals. Whoop, hang on. Is it focusing? No, not so much. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Anyway, it's called Glory of the Seas Gold, and it kind of matches this layout. And I'm grabbing a different brush, one that's kind of fluffy. And what I'm doing, I'm just putting some shimmer and what is this? Ink over the top. Okay, so you can use Magicals dry. You don't always have to use them wet, because you know when you wet them, they turn into a different color, right? But I'm going to show you right here. Can you guys see? I'm going to pull it up just a bit so you can see the gorgeous shimmer, but it gives it a little bit of a wow factor, and it's not just so white, but I still want to see a little bit of that white. It's pigment, right? It's a pigment with shimmer, and this is a fairly light color. It's not a very dark color. and I didn't want a dark color for this. I'm going to show you the beautiful shimmer. You can even just rub it, burnish it with your hands. Make it look beautiful. Can you guys see that shimmer? It picks it up, doesn't it? Oh, it's gorgeous. It's just a little bit of shimmer. Well, that's all. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the bottom here. It makes that stencil really, really pop, doesn't it? Especially in real life. I know it's a little bit harder to see on camera, the effects of mediums and such, right? All right, but that's pretty cool. So now do you notice how it kind of blends into the page a little bit? It's not so stark white, all right? And I just give it a big quick blow and burnish it a little bit just to make sure that it's right on there. You don't have any excess powder just hanging out. Now, we're going to start our layering process. And what I like to do is I just like to take a whole bunch of little pieces from the collection and just start cutting up. And if you take a look, this is pretty layered. It's got a whole bunch of layers in it, and you may only see little bits of them, but that's kind of the whole point. You only want to see little bits, and all those little bits give it that bulkness. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the one that I had, or this one right here. I love this one, and this one is called Stamps and Stripes, okay, by Stationer's Desk. And I'm just going to cut that strip off. And I don't measure when I create layers. I just kind of eyeball it because you know what? Measuring for something like this, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just gives you I think it gives you a little bit more freedom when you don't measure, to be honest with you. Look at these giant scissors that I got. Aren't they huge? They're huge. They're huge. Okay, that's pretty good. See, that's how I measure. I go like this, and that's how I measure. Okay, so that's that one. And what I want to do is I just want to take a little bit of a vintage photo, and I'm just going to take my ink dauber and give it a little bit of vintage photo. Does the paste need to be a little tacky? No. To hold the shimmer, you put a little bit of embossing ink, and that's what this was. That's what I was putting with that brush. Okay? That's a great question. Just a little bit of embossing ink. I'm going to close that door because I think I hear like it's my furnace. It sounds like a fighter jet is coming to the craft room. All right, and it just the vintage photo just gives it a little bit of a vintagey feel. Otherwise, the edges of this are a little bit too stark, so this is a little bit nicer, easier. So we're going to start by cutting our layers, and then we're going to go ahead and place them on there. Now, the next thing that I want to show you that we're going to use is these fabulous wooden ATC cards. And you get 12 in here. I've already used a whole bunch. But you get so many different patterns, and these are just way too much fun. So you get 12 different patterns. Pick the pattern of your choice. I really like this polka dot one. I think it's really, really fun. And this one is 572945. Okay. And where am I going to put this? Right there. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to cut, and you want to use scissors that actually work, but I love how these just cut right up. They are wood, and they just cut right up, just like so. I'm going to come down just a bit because I feel like you guys are, there we go. I think that's a bit better. So really, really cool. Now what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to give it a little bit of a vintage photo wash. Okay, just a little bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. All right, just like that. And it just kind of makes that image pop a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is around the edges, I'm just going to take it and get really nice and dark. And it picks up the beautiful wood grain. And I'm not worried about this part right here because it's going to get tucked underneath anyhow. Just like so. All right. Gorgeous wooden pieces, right? So we have another piece. Now the other piece that we're going to grab is this. You can take anything, but you can take parchment paper even. I had some glassine envelopes and I thought it would be really fun to use. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use that, but I am going to cut some of it off. I don't need all of it. And I'm going to show you where I actually ended up putting it. It's actually one of the texture pieces that's right here. Okay. And you could actually, what would be really, really cool, I have a tag here. I think I do somewhere here. I had a tag sitting right here. Where'd it go? I wanted to show you because oh, here we go. Because you could actually tuck a tag in here and have, you know, a piece poking out, right? And a little journaling, hidden journaling. How fun would that be, right? So that's a little something, my little secret compartment. And what I want to do is I want to give it a little something something. And to give it a little something something, I'm going to take my Free Spirit clear stamp, and it's 572617, and it's a music note one. It's a new stamp, and I'm going to take permanent ink. So you do want to use permanent ink for this. So like archival ink. Do I have archival ink sitting right here? That would be easy. Yeah, I do. I'm just going to take some archival ink. Or you can use your Stampers Big Brush pen. Either one. Anything that's permanent will work. And you guys know me, how much I love stamping blocks. I don't at all. So I'm not using them. And I'm going to go ahead and very randomly create a pattern on my glassine paper. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going to see a whole lot of it. Remember that. Okay. So just like that. No more than that. That's all you need. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that the ink is nice and dry. So I'm just going to give it a quick heat set just to make sure it's dry. Man, that paper stinks. And then what you're going to do, let's put the stamp away because we lose it. Limor loses it. Hang on. I lose everything. Swear. All right. Now what we're going to do is something really fun. We're going to scrunch it up. And the reason we're scrunching it up is because it gives the paper a whole lot of texture. Okay. And this is why you want to dry your image. Otherwise it's going to smudge everywhere. Okay, just like that. Look how beautiful texture that is. And then what we want to do is we want to take our vintage photo and we want to go over the top. This away. I'm going to go over the top a little bit, and what it does is it picks up all those beautiful ridges. You can rip, it's okay. It's fun. You can even take this guy and go right over the top, and it'll really pick up all those fabulous edges. Yeah, tissue paper would be great too. Once you're satisfied, look at that. How fun, right? A little texture, a little something, something. Just like that. Okay, so we got another layer done. Now let's move on to I love to use, these are the Elementals by Anna, by Finnabair, and this one is, what's the number on it? 960681. I used a little bit of a different one. It was, I kind of used something that wasn't supposed to be used. It wasn't quite released yet, but that's okay. We're going to use a different one. I didn't, oopsie. An oopsie. All right, so we're going to cut this puppy up just a little bit, a little strip of it. And I don't know how much, about that much or so. And this is canvas. It's a canvas resist. Okay, that's what that is. Canvas resist. Just so much fun. I'm going to show you on a piece just so that you can see it. Let's see. I'm not going to use this piece, but I just want to show you how it resists. So, like for example, this is just a gelato, and watch this. When you apply ink to it, and then let's take a little baby wipe. You can see it. I won't use this piece. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Right? Oh, sorry, it's upside down. See how it resists? How fun is that? Okay, so certainly a really fun piece to play with. So we'll cut that piece off. We don't need that. There's those awesome scissors again. Love that. Love these scissors. So I'm going to cut it about right there. Fabulously perfect. And then I'm going to take, once again, my vintage photo, because we want to make that unison look. Do you keep getting commercials? That's really weird. This canvas is so thick. It's crazy. I love it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the edges really, really well. Okay. I think my vintage photo is drying out on me. Might be time to re-ink it. All right. And the other thing that I wanted to do is with all these pieces, I do have one more piece to create, but that's okay. We're going to do it in a second. One of the things that I like to use is this is Rub 'em Buff. Who likes Rub 'em Buff? I love the smell of it. And I just want to go ahead and around the edges is just give it a really beautiful vintage gold. This is antique gold, and it gives it such a gorgeous shimmer. But it's like a, you know, old furniture look. Oh, it's so yummy. And I do love the smell. It smells like shoe polish. If you don't like the smell, this might not be good for you. But I want to show you really quick. Can you see that? I don't know if it picks it up. You can see it on my finger. But that's the look it gives the pieces. Okay, so we're going to do that to all our little pieces. And on here, because you only see a little bit of this, this is all I'm going to use it on. Can you see it on this? Look how, yeah, it picks it up really beautifully in the glassine, doesn't it? Okay, so we're just picking that up right there. Just a little bit right here. Gorgeous, right? Look at that. Stunning. Okay, we'll do a little bit right here too. Just a little bit. Don't go crazy on it. I know you guys will just love it so much, you'll just go nutty on it. Just like so. Okay. There's a nice light coming into my room. Sorry it's so bright in here today. I don't want to close the blinds, but there's a nice glare today. I don't even have the lights on in here. That's hilarious. There's no lights on today. It's just pure light from outside. Okay, there's that one, and then one more. It's all those pieces we just have to get ready. Oh, you can really see it on there. Isn't that gorgeous? Just like that. It's called Rub 'em Buff. This one's like Goldfinger. There's all different brands, but I think it's supposed to be for like antiquing, like metal pieces and furniture and things. But this is what I'm using it for. I love it, and I think it gives us such a gorgeous look. All right, so there's that. Yeah, I guess you could use, what's that other stuff called? Inca Gold or something? I don't know. I don't know if it works as well. I don't use it, so I don't really know. But I know there is that stuff. Somebody was telling me it molds, so I don't know. I don't know what that stuff is. Anyway, okay, so there's that. And what other pieces do we want to do? We want to cut a couple more pieces of paper here. Create a little bit more layers. So let's go ahead and just use our scraps, because I think that's the best thing to do, is using your scraps. I'm just looking at my pieces so I don't miss anything. And we're just going to very randomly cut a piece, okay? Just like that. Seriously, that's how random it needs to be. All right, about that much, just a piece like that. And then what we want to do is we are going to use a couple pieces in our on our layout, which is this one right here, this little bottle right here. So we're going to fussy cut that guy out, and this little scale. So let's cut the scale out, all right, just like so. And we're going to use a typewriter, but it's in a different piece of paper anyhow. Oh, it's right here. I found the typewriter. It's right here. All right, just like so. So we're going to fussy cut these pieces out really quickly, because I'm a quick fussy cutter, and we'll start putting our layout together. Do we have any questions, anybody, so far? We haven't done anything, you know, totally revolutionary today, but yet. We shall see. How is everybody today? I thought today was Wednesday for some reason. I had to drive my husband to work today. His car had to be taken in, and I thought it was Wednesday. And then I was like, oh no, I have a Live with Prima show. It's Tuesday. I almost forgot about you all. Almost. All right, here we go. All right, 3 pieces done. That's how quick that was. All right, that wasn't too painful, was it? I didn't think so. All right, let's go ahead and grab that piece of paper that we had done earlier. What did I do with it? There we go. And we're going to start kind of layering our pieces a little bit. So this one's kind of going to go somewhat first, I guess, about right there. And usually I don't glue them at first. First I kind of just play with them a little bit. And then the next piece, I kind of put this guy right here. He needs a little bit of Goldfinger on there. He needs a little bit of Rub 'em Buff. It looks so much better when there's Rub 'em Buff. I'm being very rough with him. Very rough, about right there. And then one of the pieces is going to go about right there, just like so. And then we need our glassine paper. He's going to go about right here. He's a little bit long because I want to see some of the bottom of that paper. So I am going to cut a little bit off of him because you're not going to see that bottom piece anyway since it's covered by something else. So there's that. And then this guy actually goes right over the top of this. And we're going to cut just a little bit more off the bottom. So it needs a little bit more rub and buff on the bottom, doesn't it? It does. Just like that. Perfect. That's a little bit better. That makes me feel better. And then what else do we need? Then we need this little guy. He's going to kind of stick out right here. Okay. You know what? My photo is just printed in sepia. Okay. That's why in a professional printer. All right. So that's kind of the first setup. Now, when I'm kind of satisfied with how I think it's going to look, I actually go ahead and paste it down, but there's still a couple layers that I did not add quite yet. So let's go ahead and do that. And this is where your personal stash kind of comes into play. And I know that people sometimes want the exact same layout, but you can't always. But I'm going to show you a couple different varieties. Now, this is just, I don't know what company this is from, to be honest with you. I have some tissue paper here, and that's what I used a little bit in this layout. And this is just like a napkin that I had. So it's very random things that you have in your home. Napkins work really, really great, and you can get them for super cheap. So I'm going to go ahead and just rip a little bit of this tissue paper, because we're going to use a little bit of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple napkins to show you. These are, we'll use something different just so that you guys get a little bit of a variety. But these are really funky. They're just, this one totally goes. So does this one. It's got funky corks. I really like this one. I think I might use that. Look at this one. This one's awesome. It's like a Cuban napkin. So lots of really fun things that you can get out there. But, I mean, I know. I'm going to put maybe a picture of my husband with the cork instead of my girls. Just because I think it's weird if my husband or if my girls have wine corks on their layout. This doesn't quite go. You know what I mean? Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just rip a little bit of that piece. It's very random, okay? And I'm going to scrunch it up just a little bit. And as you can see, this kind of gets tucked underneath, okay, for a little bit more texture. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to tuck it right underneath all of this. But you want to make sure that you're not covering up all that beautifulness. So you kind of want to place it such that you're satisfied, but it's still poking out. So you want to, like, you don't want any straight edges. You want to rip a little bit. Okay. You want to just have it poking out a bit. Just like that. Just for a little bit of something. Something, something. Okay. Have this guy kind of poking right there. And once you're totally satisfied, then you can go ahead and paste that down. Now when you're pasting down, you want to make sure that you don't put, what do you call it? Don't put glue all the way around the edges. I like to put it just in the middle so that you can continue to tuck things underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some Fabri-Tac. Okay, so I'm going to actually move this out because I kind of know how it's going to sit. See, I just kind of place it in the middle, and then I know I can continue to add more things later, because I always do that. Scrunch it up a bit. It gives it a little bit of texture, and I love that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this one right over top of it and have those pieces poking out. You don't need a whole lot, just a bit. Okay? Just a little bit. I don't know what's happening with my glue today. It's having a hard time coming out. There we go. You want kind of that piece just sticking out a bit. Just like that. And leave those edges because we always tuck things. Always, always, always. Okay. And then this one, we're going to prop up with a little bit of a foam dot. So let me just find some foam dots here. Do I have foam tape? I thought I bought a whole bunch of foam tape the other day. Yes, I did. Here we go. Let's open a brand new package of foam tape. Sorry about that sound, but we need some foam tape. There we go. These are some gigantor scissors, aren't they? I love this glue, but I think I probably let it sit or something, and it was drying out on me. I'm a bad girl. I'm a bad, bad girl. I can be a bad girl. And then we're going to tuck this guy in here. Okay, about right there. Just like so. And this is great actually on metal, wood, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome. The 3-in-1 is really good too. Just like that. And then we want to put our glassine paper. Just like that. I'm having a hard time coming out. Oh, my hand is killing me. I have bad carpal tunnel in my hand, so this is just not working for me. Oh, that really hurts. Okay, just like so. And like I said, you want to just have it really be fluffy. Don't paste it all down, and I'm just holding it. That's how you get that dimension, right? Look at that beautiful dimension on there. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We're going to be tucking things in here in a moment. And I always like to do my base first and then tuck later. That's just kind of how I work. And then this guy's going to go over the top here. Okay, about like that. About right there. But let's use some foam dots for this guy. Shall we? Let's shall. I don't know if it'll stick to it though. I think it might need a little bit of glue underneath it because it's fabric. And fabric doesn't do that well with a dry adhesive. You do need a wet adhesive for the fabric or it won't really stick. Okay. That can come off. Oops, this moved a little bit. And let's tuck this guy in. There we go. Something like that. Okay, just like that. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Love, love, love. The next thing that I want to grab is this guy right here. And we're going to kind of tuck him after. And the reason I do that after is because then I can kind of measure and see how I like it. I kind of like it underneath. So let's tuck him underneath. Do you notice how your layouts never turn out exactly the same if you recreate them? I'm not sure you guys ever recreate layouts, but I find that for myself. It's like, oh, that's not quite the right size. What did I do? Okay, so there's that. And then what I want to do is I actually want to take, we can actually go ahead and grab a photo. And I'm going to take maybe a different photo this time, just for fun. I don't have a picture of my husband, so we're actually adding Ava because she's right here. This is black and white, and I think it actually looks still pretty nice. So let's go ahead and add her. And let's put her on foam dots. Oops. There goes my cable. Out of place. I'll move that in 1 second. Sorry about that. There we go. There we go. Still need to stick our corks in. It's fine. Secretly, she drinks wine. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing y'all. She doesn't drink wine. She drinks whiskey. Oh, I forgot it's a napkin. So there's two. That is funny. So we're going to tuck this one right underneath here. Do you see why I don't put stuff in the middle? This is why. This is why, my friends. There we go. And then this is a brand new trim from Prima, and it's called, the number is 573584. Isn't it stunning? I love, love, love it. I'm kind of hoarding it, to be perfectly honest with y'all. Let's tuck it right where the photo is there. Yay! You booked yourself into my class in Nelson. Yahoo! Yahoo! I'm so excited. Okay. Who else is coming to New Zealand? I'm so excited. Next, what am I going to do next? Next, I want to tuck some of little other pieces in. So this guy, for example, he's going to get tucked in right underneath there. But I don't need all of him. I just need a little bit of him. So I'm actually going to go ahead and give him a quick little inking. This is just a regular old tag you can get at your local office supply store. And let's give him a little bit of gold shimmer. I'm going to tuck him right underneath there. Just like so. I'm going to tuck him right here. Just like that. Just have him poke in. Perfect. Next I'm going to actually take a couple other things, such as, something's going to fall right here. Oh my goodness. Okay. This guy is decorative frames, I think it says. I can't see what it says. Just give me a second. They're decorative frames. They're a lyric collection, and the number is 563448, but you can use any of the decorative frames. And I'm going to take this one, because this is the one that I had used earlier, I believe. And then we're going to just tuck this right there. And this guy's going to go right there. But before we do that, let's add a little bit of gold to him to accent him. And on metal, this looks really gorgeous. Look how that looks. Not sure if the light picks it up, but that's okay. Good enough. Come on. I'm like a hot mess today, you guys. Can't believe you guys are not complaining about me today. Just a hot mess. What is up with me today? Too much on the go, I think. Hot mess. And this just gives it a little, I don't know, interest. It's an interest piece, right? And then what we're going to do is take some of the Annas. You can take any that you like. I had a big, giant bag of them. I'm not sure where it went. I seriously moved it somewhere. Now I can't find it. But this is the vintage trinkets, 960308. You guys know what bag I'm talking about because I've pulled it out many times before. It literally has disappeared. I think somebody's come to my house and stolen my metal pieces. I swear it. They were like, I want Limor's metal pieces, and I'm stealing them. I'm telling you, they have. I can't find them anywhere. I'm so sad about it. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my piece and I'm going to cut it right in half. And then I'm going to take my gold and put it right over the top. I'm kind of addicted with this rub and buff in this layout, as you can tell. And I'm going to tuck this one right there. Okay. So this is where you'll need a really heavy glue for these metals. All right. Something that will stick. I'm actually going to lift this up a bit and tuck that right there, just like that. Can you guys see that? It gives it a beautiful little accent. And then I'm going to take that second one and do the exact same thing. What inspires my pages and photos? Okay, so here's the honest truth, okay? I find that when I'm creating, or when I need to create something, especially for a class or whatever, if I am, sometimes I just can't get inspiration, so I'll go on the internet or something. But you know what I find is that after I look at it, I may get inspiration, and then I just literally take the paper, and when I'm sitting with the paper or with the paints, I just start to play. And when I start to play, it just kind of comes. And if I'm just not feeling it, I will literally grab my art journal and I'll just take some sprays and I'll start spraying. I'll take, I don't know, I'll just take like acrylic paint. I'll take anything. And I just start splattering paint on my art journal pages. And ideas literally start to come. And that's just how I think. Or I actually go for a walk. And that's I'll be something crazy will come into my head, and I'll be like, "Oh, I know what I need to do for that." Literally, that's how I come up with my designs. That's the honest truth. So um, that's the insight to my life. I'm gonna grab this little guy. These are the Junkyard Findings little bulbs. They're called small typo bulbs, 891541. And I don't know. Let's grab cute, or sweet. Sweet. She's sweet there. Sweet. I think that's very sweet. Let's put her right there. But before we do that, what you want to do is you want to line it up with something so you can see the back of it a little bit better. So we're actually going to glue it right onto here. Okay, just like that. Do you guys like this layout so far? It's kind of cute, isn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. And then you can see the sweet a little bit better. So I'm going to put him, and you know what? There's a little seam right there, so I'm just going to add a little bit of trim because it's bugging me. Okay. I do have a little bit of a perfectionist in me. Believe it or not, even though I'm an artiste, I still have perfection sometimes that just bugs the heck out of me. There we go. That's actually a little bit better. I'm going to show you up close what we got so far. Okay. Really pretty, right? So let's go ahead and add this little piece right there. Just like that. Fabuloso. And this layout right here has some, what do you call this? Burlap trim, I guess, twine. But just a little bit of a different variation if you don't have twine. You could take, this is just thread, right, from the sewing machine. So let's use it just for fun, just to show you a difference of things that you can do. Oh, I got glue on my photo. Let's move that out of the way. It's glue stringies. That's not good. But what you could do is you could go ahead and just mess it all up and get it really gunky and like tuck it underneath and have a little bit of texture sticking out, right? And it's not a whole lot, but it gives it something. So let's go ahead and just add that because I think it's a fun little piece to add. And it moves around a lot. That's the thing about thread. It's kind of hard to work with sometimes. Okay, just like so. Just make sure you tuck it there. All right, fabulous. Now, we're still missing a couple little pieces, which is this guy. So we're going to cut this guy up and take this and we're going to tuck him also right underneath there, right there. And now there's a little bit of balance. Okay. Next, I am going to go ahead and add all those little tiny pieces that I had cut earlier. Actually, not all of them, but just some of them. This one's going to go about right here. My layout's looking slightly different, but that's okay. That's what happens. Not sure why that happens. Happens pretty much every time I create. He's going to go right there. All right. Just a little typewriter. Now let's start adding a little bit of our dimensional pieces. So we're going to take our vintage trinkets. This is 960278. And we're going to start adding some of these pieces in, just like that. Oh man, I did get some glue stringies on there. I hope they come off. I think I can with that rubber stuff. So we're going to take this guy and we're going to add him right away. Okay. I love these clocks. Love. I mean love. Just like that. And then I'm going to take, this is Bella's 570972. I'm going to take one of these flowers, and I'm also going to take a couple other flowers. You can mix so many collections together. This is from Sunset Collection, 565152. I think Carrie just texted me. Hang on. Yes, my classes online are totally different than store classes. That's the question. The other one is 570743, 570736. I will never teach a class online that I teach at a store, because otherwise what is the point of you coming to see me at a store? That's kind of how I see it. Correct? You know what I mean? So you'll learn something totally different from me when you come. I'm going to grab this black one because I think it goes, and this guy right here. And then we're going to grab a couple of, we're going to grab one of these. There we go. We're going to move that to the side, and we're going to take some of these ones as well. Going to need one of these, and how many of these? 1, 2, 3. 3 of those. So 3 of these. There we go. I think we're set. I think we're good. Did I grab it? Yep, we're good. Okay. So let's start adding some dimension to this, and then we'll start doing some of the fun painting stuff on here. So let's start with this guy. And what I like to do is glue him on first. Let's do that. And we're just going to put him right there, just like that. And then this guy, we're going to unsquish him. He got a little bit squished in the package. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing the chat. Somebody's wanting to know about my classes. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown about my classes, okay? I do teach a lot of mixed media classes. However, not all my classes are mixed media. They do have little touches of them in them, of course, always. But for the most part, they are. Now, here's the deal. If you're a brand new scrapper and you do come to my live classes, right, and you've signed up, you never have to worry about not being able to know how to do it. If this is your first time, I will cover the basics. And the way that I usually work my classes is I ensure that I find out who in the class is a fairly new scrapper or mixed media person, right? And I tend to give instructions to the class, and then I really work a lot with one-on-one with people, or two-on-two, however many people there are that need that extra attention. I do that, and it's part of the way that I teach, and I really love for people to walk away feeling like they have learned something that they wouldn't otherwise have learned, and feel really good about it, and not be afraid, right, to do it again. So if you're considering coming to one of my classes at a store, please do. You'll have so much fun. They're always fun. They're always so much fun. So I don't know if I answered the question. I just saw a little bit up there. So I hope that answered it for you. You never need to be intimidated if you've never done anything like this before, or, you know, something crazy like I've done, right? So just just come and have some fun. All right, so those are the flowers that I've stuck on here, and I just want to, there we go. That's a bit better. Come on, baby, just stick on there. Stick on there. What's your problem? It's just not wanting to go. I don't know. It's giving me a hard time. Bugger. Just stick on there. Let me hold it for 1 second. All right, just like that. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is put a couple of these little pieces on here. So let's go ahead and add this guy in. We still need to add the pencils. We haven't done that yet. So we'll add that guy in, just like so. Okay, and then we need the little bottle. Can't remember where the bottle went. It's right there. Okay, I'm going to add him right there, just like so. It needs to be pop dotted just a little bit, so let's do that. Just like that. Just a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's much better. And then what I'd like to do is let's grab our, these are the really fun, oh, I don't have the number for this, Carrie, but these are the, this is also from the Sunrise Sunset Mechanicals collection. Shoot, I don't have the little piece of paper that goes inside. So these are little numbers, and they're so much fun to use. I'm not even sure what number I'm going to use, any number, but this is a really fun technique I'll teach you here in 1 second. But it gives it a little bit of interest, which I love. Let's grab 7. I don't know, just for fun. I think 7's a cute number. Little exclamation mark about right there. And maybe let's tuck one more up here. Okay. Just like that. Love that. All right. So that's what those little pieces are. But what's really fun about them is you can do some really fun stuff. So what I'm going to take, this is a 7B pencil, and you want to just give it a little bit of something, something. So the glue's still drying. Let it dry, and then we'll do the pencil in 1 second. Let's go ahead and add some of the splatters. So what I like to use for my splatters is I always like to use extra fluid ink. Okay, you can use, you know, any ink that you want, but this is what I like. This is the effect that I like. I like the really dark. Do you see how dark that is? Really fun, right? So that's kind of what you want. And I like that the extra fluid ink, especially from Liquitex, has the dropper if you don't have a dropper. And what you want to do is you want to grab it from really up high. Okay, and I'm doing this, you can't, I know you can't see my hand, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it and it'll splatter. Okay, that's what you want. You want like splatter marks like that. Okay, and then you may do a couple down here as well. Okay, just like that, just like that. And then with your dropper, you can also do the little splatters like this. Okay, and it gives it a little bit of interest. And then what I like to do, just to go 1 step further, I apply a little bit down onto my mat. And then you guys know this technique because I do it all the time. And I just take a little bit of water, I water it down just a tiny bit, just to make it slightly more fluid. I grab a little brush, usually I grab a fan brush, but I just go ahead and do the flicker, and it gives it the smaller splatter marks. Okay, and I really like that. I like the smaller ones. It gives it a little bit of something. And with the smaller ones, what I want to do is I like to go in to the flowers, and you want to actually cover your photo. You don't want to get splatters on your photo, and you want to just get a little bit of the flowers as well. Okay, And I'm going to turn it around and get just a little bit more of the small splatters right here. Just like that. Lovely. So lovely. And I'm going to take my baby wipe before I get black all over the place, because this is really dark. Just like so. I think I got another text from Carrie. Hang on, guys. Ava's birthday is November 6th. Yeah. How come? How come y'all want to know? Yeah, that's her birthday, November 6th. Hang on, I'm adding a little bit more glue to this. It's falling off. And then let's add the pencils and the really fun little piece. Oh, there we go. All right, the other thing that I want to do is I want to add a little bit of gold to these black flowers because they're a little bit too bleh. All right, so they all need to, and even these lighter ones, they need a little bit of something. So you do need to add a little bit of gold to it. Okay, just like that. All right, just adding a bit of gold that's missing right there. Perfect. Now let me show you what we've got so far. Doesn't that look cool? And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to go ahead and take that pencil like I showed you earlier, and you can actually take it and, oh, this is still wet. Let's see, let's take it right here. And I like to just kind of very roughly do that circle around them. This is still wet, so I'm going to wait a little bit. But what I wanted to show you is that the 7B pencil blends really, really well. So you can actually go ahead and then blend with your finger, and it'll create a really beautiful shadow effect. Okay, so you'll do that once this is totally dry. So I just kind of doodle around it. I know it's hard to see on camera. It's a little bit harder. There we go. Okay, I doodle around it, and then it'll look like that. Can you guys see that? It's really, really fun. Last but not least, we want to do the pencils and the title. So I took these alphabet letters, these wooden letters, 573423. Oops. And I wrote beauties. So let's write, I don't know, love. Just because it's short. And it's fast. It'll fit. So let's do it. Hopefully I have V and hopefully I have an E. Oh, we'll have to move it a little bit over or it's not going to fit. These are wooden veneer letters. They're freaking awesome. I love them. Just like that. Okay, and then I actually went around with the pencil and really accented the letters, and I did it pretty rough, and then I went ahead with my fingers and rubbed it quite a bit. So just give me a minute and I'm going to show you. And then I just went in with my fingers and I rubbed, and it really just, it's so it's kind of like a charcoal pencil, right? It's really soft. You can really see it pop after using the pencil. So that's that. And then the only thing that's left is the pencils, which I think, should we skip for now? Because I think we're almost out of time. So really all that's left, you guys, is you just need to fussy cut a couple pencils and stick them here and here. But I think that's pretty cute. It may not actually even need the pencils. I think it's really cute this way as well. You could totally add more flowers if you wanted to. But that, my friends, is the show for today. And I just wanted to talk really quick. Another variation, not everybody likes the tissue paper. You know, you can go to your local fabric store, and I found this. This is that chicken wire mesh. I don't know if you guys can even see. Can you guys see? It's, yeah, it's chicken wire mesh. So you could use this instead of, you know, some of the other elements that I used. You could use anything. In fact, this would be really, some of this would be really nice in there, tucked behind it. So you can use so many different things in your layouts to give it that oomph and that texture. Okay, so these are the two layouts together, slightly different, but pretty close, right? Just slightly different. All right, so that's that. Let me turn the camera. I'm going to stop the recording for those that are watching. So thank you so much for watching, for those that are watching the recording. And make sure you join us next Thursday for Stephanie Miller at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.